guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm just going to be going over the trades I took for this week, pretty much the week that just passed, and my thoughts moving forward and things I could do to improve my trades. So the first one I'm going to go over is the USDCAD trade I took for a buy. So this trade was more of a short-term buy. So if you go to the 1 hour, which was what I ended up trading for that day, you go to the 1 hour, I entered around, I believe, here, and as you can see, price ultimately dropped. So pretty much my analysis going into that trade was a couple of indicators I was using was showing me a buy, so I entered, but I was a little hesitant because the where I entered was in this zone. So what I mean by the zone is that this little rectangle right there, I have that marked up in everything I trade, and what that is pretty much where price has seen a lot of rejection or price action going on. So as you can see over here, we see a lot of price movement. So right here could be, let's say, a resistance line. As you can see, prices tried to break it multiple times but has struggled. So I usually don't like entering trades there because there's a lot of uncertainty. So if I was going to enter a trade, I would rather be it outside the area or below the area, like around here. But I ignored that and just entered the trade. But that might be something I take moving forward, which is don't enter trades that's in this zone. But yeah, I might take a break from this pair because this pair has been giving me a lot of losses lately. So right now, long-term wise, I believe this pair might be a buy, but right now I still can't say because it's still pretty choppy. As you can see from like the end of June to like this month, we've pretty much been trading in a sideways market. So I can't really say if it's a confirmed buy or confirmed sell at the moment, because at the end of the day, we're still in a really choppy and sideways market. Next trade I entered was a USD Mexican trade, but that was for a long-term buy. So I entered on the March 2nd, which is this day right here, to do with the bearish candlestick. So as we can see, the past 2 days price has shot up crazy. But yeah, something I need to work on for this pair is my entries, because since this pair always moves a lot, like just regularly, the Russia and Ukraine situation just makes it even move a lot more crazier than usual. So now my plan going into this trade is that I need to work more on my entries more than anything, because it's one thing to know where the market might go up, but then it's another thing to get the entry right. Because if you know the market's going to go in this way, but then you enter it way too late and the move's already over, there's not really going to be a lot movement left for you to catch. So yeah, that's pretty much my plan going into this trade, just to work my entries a lot better. Because if I got the entry right, I could have caught so many pips up in this ride. So yeah, but long term wise, I still think this pair is still a buy. So if this pair ends up retracing, which it looks like it might be, because right here we have some resistance right here at the top of this. Pretty much the zone like I marked up in the last pair, I have it on this one too. So this is the zone for this one, and price looks like it's having a difficult time breaking this. So we might see a reversal in this pair next week, and if we do, I'm going to most likely look for an entry for a long-term buy. If we look at the RSI on the hour, the price is looking oversold or approaching oversold territory as of now. So we might see a reversal to the downside before we get another bullish move. And if that's the case, then I'm gonna try and use the Fibonacci to see where the price might go to. So right now I'm using the Fibonacci to see where the price might go to, and we might see a retracement to these levels. But usually I like to have a couple of confirmations. So even if price drops to this level, I'm going to have to see at least 1 to 2 bullish candlesticks that we might continue the trend. So yeah, for that one I'm just going to have to wait. But for this one, I believe this one is a long-term buy as well. I'm also going to show a screenshot of my analysis going into the trade and what I thought about the trade going in. My eye on a couple of pairs. So this one is GJ. As you can see in this one, just like the previous pairs, I have a couple of zones marked up. But yeah, as we can see right now, the price is currently below the 200 EMA, which, as we see in the past, whenever that happens, price usually tends to spike up. Because if you go back, there's really been a time where if the 100 EMA was above the 200 EMA and price dropped below it, it always spiked up. As we can see all the way here till December 2020, price dropped below the 200 EMA, but then immediately just spiked up. It kept on going, and we haven't seen price come near that level since then. Here's another example. Price dropped just slightly below the 200 EMA, but spiked up all the way there. And we have one more right here where price dropped below 200 EMA, and although it took a couple of days to move, it took about a month before it made the move. It went up an insane amount of pips. If we measure it, we could probably see the amount of pips it caught. So let's say you caught the bottom, which is really where the odds are is really like low, but let's say you caught the bottom, you would have caught 800 pips. Let's be a little more realistic, and let's say you caught the move around here, which isn't a bad entry at all, but still, let's say you caught the move around here, you would have caught a 400 pip move. So yeah, pretty much right now I'm looking at this trade for a buy, because the price rarely goes rarely goes under 200 EMA. Plus, the other reason why I think this might be a buy is because we haven't seen the cables get tight as of recently. Plus, if you look at the RSI is also showing oversold, like the pairs approaching oversold. If you go to the last point where it went below the 200 EMA, which is this one right here, you can see that price was oversold for a good period of time, but then it started to go up. Well, those are pretty much my indicators that I'm going to be using for a long-term trade. But for now, that's pretty much the only pair I'm looking for. Because my other trades that I was going to take, they all left without me due to the whole Russia-Ukraine situation. This was a trade I was looking at for a couple of days, but the Russia situation happened and it pretty much just priced me out the entire move. The same for EU. I was going to enter this trade, but then the whole Russia-Ukraine situation pretty much happened and it just priced me out and everything dropped in an instant. So yeah, I'm just gonna wait to see what happens. Not really sure I'm gonna enter a lot of trades this week, but we'll see. For EU, I might be looking for to trade the reversal. I'm gonna be looking to trade the reversal. I don't usually do that because I don't know when it's gonna happen and how long. So I like to trade with the trend, not against the trend. But as of now, the daily in the EU is extremely oversold. So once I see some slight bullish movement, I'm gonna pretty much just try to ride that wave. At the end of the day, I still think this pair is a sell, but if we use the fib to see where we might go back to, let's say I start buying, the price is most likely to come back all the way up here. That is about a 200 to 300 pip move right there. So that's probably something I'm going to be looking to catch as well. Anyways guys, thanks for watching. If you're new here, don't forget to subscribe. Like the video if you like it. Leave a comment down below on any thoughts, questions, or advice. And I'll see you next time.